You can log off Zoom, man. I want to just keep the show going real quick. So when we go into the reviews, there's two things that I'm going to review. The next thing we're going to review is Beef. I finished watching Beef on Netflix, and here's my quick thoughts, my review on it. This I thought this show was great. I had a lot of fun with it. It started off kind of like just like how the trailer gave you. It was like two people with two people that need a bunch of anger management classes and segments were they just were colliding it into each other and just I don't know, and just in this one weird moment at a very weird time in their lives. Both of these characters just were gravitated towards each other with all this rage and all this anger. This is a dark comedy that really makes you think. Like, if you're the type of person who always sweats the small stuff and just blows everything out of proportion, this is a movie that's kind of like therapeutic that you need to watch, because these two characters, what is it, Ali Wong and what was the other guy's name?
Steven
Yeun. Yeah, they really did a good job. This whole movie, I remember saying to Joy earlier that this whole movie was a bunch of different little issues and drama that everybody in this series, the two main characters and everybody around them are going through. That everybody only has a little piece of information on each other. You know how people are when they find out some drama or some bad news about you, some secrets that you're trying to keep under wraps, and you don't want to be shined into the light of day. Otherwise, it'll destroy the image that you've been working on yourself on. This is a whole series where every character has a little bit of information, a little piece of the puzzle, but nobody really collectively knows what's really going on the whole time. Like, Ali Wong is doing her best to keep up appearance and to not let that mask slip out. And Steve, and he's doing the exact same thing. Everybody knows a little bit of everybody's dirt and how much of a trash or shit person that they are. But these two people against each other, unstoppable force, an immovable object, they let all their issues out against each other. And I had a theory. I'm not gonna spoil it of what I saw. I had a theory. I told my wife, I said, by the end of this movie, them two good. They're gonna smash. They're gonna smash. Now I'll spoil this part. I was wrong on that, but I was close. I'm not gonna tell you what I saw. If you haven't seen it, I'm not gonna spoil it. But I was wrong, but I was close. These two people were just it's like if you ever met somebody that brings out the worst in you. We have two people that were trying so hard to keep up appearance, to do the right thing, but they're so selfish, they're so damaged, they're so I don't know, they're so destructive type of people. These are the type of people that need to stay away from everybody else, but together. I honestly thought, I said, by the end of this movie, they're gonna smash or they're gonna become a great couple. I was wrong about that. That does not happen, but I was close. Only these two people kind of work together, and they kind of, I don't know, they need each other in a weird, destructive way, because they need to destroy each other. It was weird. It was almost like watching Highlander. There can only be one. They went out on a whole path to just destroy each other. And for the most part of this movie, they looked like, with series, it looked like there was a clear villain and a clear anti-hero. It looked like Ali Wong was like the clear bad guy, and that Steve was looking like, okay, he was a bad person, but he was just, he could be redeemed. And then it kept switching, like, oh, no, it's like, no, both of these characters were trash, and it was such good tea. You love being the guy on the outside watching these two negative forces try to destroy each other and bring everybody down around with you. My wife is a very positive person. She loves to watch comedies and stuff. She watched the first episode with me. She did not have enough energy to watch the rest of it.
The humor, the bits of humor that I saw was funny. It is a darker humor, which me personally, I have a very odd sense of humor. I'm very sarcastic, and being in the medical field, it's a twisted sense of humor. However, this particular just topic is I hate
Were you triggered?
I hate the word trigger. It's
Was it
so
triggering
it's
you?
so
Woke.
overused that it drives me nuts. But it bothered me. We have so
Much negativity going on in the world.
anger management issues in this world already.
That this was
That
just
watching
this was a reflection of that.
nonstop
This was a reflection of
people
that.
act like fools was stressful to me. I'm like,
Were
I
you triggered?
don't want to watch people act like a bunch of idiots.
For me,
Let me see how much more I can outdo you by acting like an ass because you acted like an ass and I think you were acted like an ass first. Like, it's nonsense. It's pointless.
And the whole time while I'm watching this, all of Joy's friends were texting her, "Oh my God, beef was so good," still recommending this to her. I have a feeling one day maybe Joy might give this one a chance because it is very good. There is a lot of comedy in there, but it's so much dark comedy. Like if they decided to make this a traditional comedy, like a comedy, not a dark comedy, like they still do the same things to each other, but make it more comedy instead of dark comedy, Joy probably would have watched it and enjoyed it. But it was just dark. It's like dark comedy was the ceiling, and then it just went to drama. Like it just always kept falling down to just drama. Anytime it went up to comedy, it was just all the comedy was just dark. It just that was the ceiling, and the floor was the most horrific you ever saw. But sickos like me love that shit. I enjoyed watching these two. Ali Wong, and I guess it's a good time to break out the new sound. My friend said that I could use this sound. Like I was like, the whole time this series was going on, I'm like, there was a bunch of times in this show. I was like, by episode 2, I was like, she could have destroyed him and it just ended it by episode 2. But because that inner demon that was in her, that need to just go to war, that what's that saying? You're your own worst enemy, was a perfect analogy of this whole thing. Because everything that went wrong in this show was because of their inner need to one up and sometimes it was some shit that happened in this show that it wasn't the other person's doing, but because shit was going on wrong in their lives, they needed to punish somebody. So I'm already beefing with this dude. Let me take my frustrations out of like Ali Wong's character. I'm having problems with my husband. Let me take it out on this guy I'm beefing with, or him. I'm having problems with my little brother pissing me off, or my cousin pissing me off. Let me take it out on her. You know, like it was like all this unnecessary drama that people like us on the outside in the internet age and TikTok, we love to watch the drama unfold. We're like, ooh, yes, y'all destroy each other. Like this will feed your inner negative, toxic demon. That's what that show did. That was a good show. So I recommend watching it. I think it was funny. I hope one day my wife will watch it. But every episode that I was watching, I'm gonna break out this new sound. I felt like I kept saying the same thing.
Some of y'all are about to get sued.
Some of y'all about to get sued. I just don't know why it lasted. This thing did not need to drag on for as long as it did. This whole series could have been like a 5-episode series. Honestly, this could have just been a movie. I thought it was a movie, but I mean, to drag out the dramas that was going on with all the other characters and whatnot, that was fine. But this honestly could have just been a movie. I don't know why it needed to be a series. But if I was to speculate for a season 2, I would not be surprised that these two characters will become friends in a weird way, and then focus their evil, negative energy outwardly on. Because whenever they teamed up, oh my God, these two would just if these two were a married couple, they would destroy everyone around them. These two people are the worst. And if they, I don't know, I feel like if they could just work together, they could really take over the world. But I don't know. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. For me, I give it a B+. That's a B+. I'm gonna give it a B+ rating.